piano has a very like straightforward way of presenting our kind of Western idea of music theory. It's really easy to recognize intervals on the piano, and it's really easy to use it as a tool to start building your fundamental knowledge of music theory. Piano, it's completely different, and you have to recognize um, the relationship of the intervals in the chord, and the fingerings are different, and your understanding is broader that way. So it gives me like, okay, I have to build it with I'm gonna go root, third, there's the sixth, there's the ninth, and I do that on the piano. Instead of just being like, okay, this is my chord, and I take it all over the place. So it kind of deepens your understanding. For me personally, like I've always been really emotionally moved by all music, like almost involuntarily. So, like if depending on the record that I listen to in the morning, it'll kind of set the tone for the rest of my day, and that is the same for in any time I do any listening. It doesn't matter where I am; it really has that effect. So, as what I do as a performer and as a player is I try to channel some of that, but probably more importantly, try to create something that might then, stir somebody else's emotions and make somebody feel a little bit different. I think that's pretty cool.
My name is Susan Summerfield, and I am Professor Emeritus of Fine Arts at St. Michael's College, where I taught music. Specifically, I taught music history and theory and private lessons in organ and harpsichord and piano. So the story goes, because I was two, I don't really remember this. I took pencil and drew a keyboard on the windowsill and put my little hands up there and played Bach. My mother thought maybe I needed a piano. So I took piano lessons and I studied piano all through elementary school, high school. When I was 12, the organist at our church that we went to was sick one Sunday, and so someone, I don't know who, I don't remember, asked me to play. And I sat at the organ and thought, okay, this is it. Because it was so much more complicated than just two hands on a keyboard. So I got a book and I read it and I taught myself how to play the organ. Your feet become the players of another keyboard. So you have layers of sound that you can produce that's unlike the piano, where you have to produce layers a different way, but a single sort of sonority comes from a piano. You get more polyphony. You get, I think I've talked in class about a 6-part fugue by Bach, where you've got 2 parts here, 2 parts here, 2 parts in your feet. And they're all going in different directions, which is mind boggling and enormously challenging. And I'm sure it changed my brain cells. In order to play the organ, you obviously need to know your way around a keyboard. Any musician should know keyboard.
I need to pound this this latte before it's too late and I won't sleep, dude. Okay, wait. So, start off, when I was like 13 is when I started. I was 12 or 13 when I first downloaded Ableton, and I was like really into that kind of like funk trip hop. I was really into trip hop when I was 12 years old, which like I was listening to Luke Vibert then, which was crazy. Then like back in like freshman year of college, I started listening to it again, like fell in love with it again. And like back on my SoundCloud, there's still like private songs that I made from like 2012, which aren't public because they're shitty like 1 minute sketches. But still, I was messing around with Ableton then, and I started to pick it back up. In terms of playing piano, like, I don't really like. I mean, I don't like jam out on the piano for a while, and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm gonna play. I kind of just start with like one more small idea, and that's like, especially with the sequencer, you can just have like a looping 16-step idea, and then add another one over that, and then add another layer of piano, and so like after like three or four layers, it sounds just like a person like would be playing it, but I don't actually like play it in that way. But I mean, that's just like one way of doing it. For example, like the 303, this guy right here, Roland TB 303. It's literally just a keyboard. This was originally made to sound like it emulate a bass guitar, but is now like one of the most renowned sounds in electronic music. Add some slides. Sticky keys on this one. Add some rhythm. And what do we have? Funny sequence. So I think like music is the metaphysical. I mean, like you have there's objects vibrating at a higher frequency, and music's at an even higher frequency than those things. So it has to have some sort of connection to mind, body, spirit. So obviously, like I mean, as cliche it is, like oh, everything's vibrating, man. Like it has to have some sort of other effect on people and the body, which it clearly does. So I think that's, I don't know, that shit's crazy, man. You listen to music? You guys should listen to music.